YouTube wants you to think you're alone. You're not. YouTube wants you to think that you're powerless. You're not. YouTube wants you to think that you can get rich and famous on YouTube. You can't. I've seen artists get on YouTube all excited to share their work, and then they start their channel, put in all this effort in networking and keeping up with the latest trends. And then after months and months of grinding away, nothing happens for them. And these people do quality work by anyone's standards, but art is revolutionary. Art is thought-provoking. And well, YouTube can't have that because an educated public leads to wise consumption. And YouTube wants to sell crap to idiots, so stupid crap on top of stupid crap is what gets promoted. And people have been tricked into thinking YouTube is meritocratic, so they internalize what's being artificially promoted as something that is organically popular. And so the artist feels like a failure because they think their art has been rejected by society, when the truth is they and everyone else on the website has just been gaslit into thinking that way. And since YouTube basically has a monopoly on video sharing, rather than being an honest mediator between art and business, they've made themselves kingmakers, and so they get to dictate to the nation what the public views as popular culture. It's mind control. It's what cults do. It's gaslighting, plain and simple. So if you've been able to follow what I'm saying this far, then it should be clear to you that you're not going to get anywhere by following the rules. Okay, so what you want to do is weaponize your data. Now, to do this is something that is extremely simple in theory, but somewhat challenging in practice. What you want to do is start to think and act more democratically. What do I mean by that? Well, wait, what you want to do is form a gang, or what most people online refer to as a brigade. Now, this is nothing new. In fact, brigades are a natural phenomenon on YouTube. They naturally manifest anytime someone gets a big enough fan base. But the difference between those brigades and the type of brigade I'm prescribing is their brigades exist solely for narcissistic reasons. What I mean by that is that it's all about having control over somebody. The content creator has control over his fan base, then the brigade leader has control over the brigade, and so on and so forth on down the chain of command. Meaning they're only doing it because it's creating the opportunity for them to feel better than somebody else. It's petty. And that's why you see that the only functions these brigades are able to carry out are harassment campaigns. And so even though targeted harassment explicitly goes against YouTube's terms of service, YouTube doesn't discourage these kinds of activities because it's all just infighting, essentially, just YouTuber fan base against YouTuber fan base, and it's free labor. They're generating engagement. So YouTube has no incentive to prevent these things because it just means more money in YouTube's pocket. So what I am prescribing is to do the exact opposite. Instead of performing a harassment campaign, just for the sheer joy of having the chance to hurl insults at some stranger over the internet for absolutely no gain, what I am prescribing is forming a brigade for the explicit purpose of carrying out what I call celebration campaigns. And now this is where I get accused of employing spam. Spam is when you are trying to sell something. What I'm saying is to use your brigade to open up communications between your brigade and whatever brigade you choose to engage, to actively seek to form a peace treaty, or better yet, to form an alliance. And you can do this by being absolutely upfront with people and by bartering with them. When your brigade enters another person's channel's comment section, you should all announce yourselves. Firstly, you should all leave comments using your brigade's call letters, which you and your brigade need to decide upon democratically and then uniformly agree to use at the beginning of every comment and reply. So for example, I'm Old Hacks, so it's the Old Hacks Brigade. So the call letters OHB will appear at the beginning of every comment and reply left by my brigade. So even though the comments and replies your brigade's leaving are all different, those call letters are going to stick out. And so after you've established your brigade's call letters, secondly, you need to train your brigade to be insanely kind, no matter what. This is because even if you announce yourselves and make it clear you have no ill intent, you are still causing a disruption. And so not everyone is going to be okay with this, no matter how kind you are. And so you have to get everyone on board with this. If someone responds in a hateful tone, your brigade member needs to be ready to apologize and wish them a nice rest of their day. Your brigade is only as strong as your weakest link. That's just the nature of democratic action. So if someone in your brigade starts an argument with someone during a campaign, that's going to make your whole brigade look bad. So you've got your call letters and you understand the rules of engagement. Well, so now there are two ways you can engage other people's channels: honestly or dishonestly. The dishonest approach is you go in, leave a comment, and then your brigade comes in pretending like they don't know you and leaves lots of likes and replies to your comment. Now you can do this as many times as it is you have members of your brigade. Just everyone floods each other's commenters with likes and replies. And this is effective in that it will push your brigade's comments up to the top of the pile. But if you get caught, it will hurt your reputation. That's why I advise using the honest approach, which is you all announce yourselves, you tell them that you come in peace and that you are there to generate engagement and to boost the algorithm. And by doing this, your brigade can reply to every single comment in the thread, leaving your brigade's call letters splattered all across the board. And the content creator whose comment section you're invading should not only allow it, but they should welcome it. And so what this does is it reverses the process. So instead of doing everything YouTube tells you to do, posting a video and then hoping and praying that the YouTube gods might allow your video to be seen, you go out and get the viewers. And by doing this, you've cut YouTube out of the equation completely. You don't need the most subscribers. What you need is the biggest and most well-organized brigade. So in summation, 1, form a brigade, can start with as little as 3 people. 2, decide on some call letters. 3, agree to the terms of engagement, so be nice. And at that point, you're ready to start plotting out a route of like-minded content creators who you think might enjoy your work. And maybe after you find some success, you'll inspire other content creators to form similar style brigades, and then the leadership of said brigades can have council meetings where they can discuss what the best method would be to force YouTube to change its practices. They're not going to let anyone see this, so it's entirely up to you, so please share this link far and wide. Peace.